Hey, Blake. It is 2 in the morning. Hopefully this does not wake you up. I want to start with an apology. Man, reading the second part of your message, my heart sank. And I'm really sorry.
You guys, the new leaked audio of Justin and Blake just dropped, and let's just say it's over for Blake. But something else has now come up. Some people are saying Justin just shot himself in the foot, that this recording doesn't help him at all, especially since he's heard telling Blake, "I'm sorry, I messed up. I didn't mean to make you feel that way." But no. I sat through all 7 minutes of this, so you don't have to. And contrary to what many think, this audio actually works in Justin's favor. People are just missing the bigger picture here. If you really listen, you'll hear exactly how Blake flips the script, plays the victim, and tries to trap him in her web of gaslighting and manipulation. It is all right there. And once I break it down for y'all, it is gonna make so much sense. Not only that, Justin Baldoni's mom called Blake a liar. And believe it or not, Ryan Reynolds' ex-wife, Scarlett Johansson, has also entered the chat. Could she be the reason why Ryan can't stand Justin Baldoni? We're about to find out. Y'all, there is a lot to unpack here, so grab your popcorn and let's get right into it.
I for sure fell short, and you worked really hard on that, and the way you framed it, and how that made you feel. I just want to say thank you for sharing that with me. That takes a lot of trust and vulnerability.
First things first, for this to make sense, let's set the scene by first understanding why this audio was even sent in the first place. Remember the now infamous rooftop scene? That's where the chaos erupted. And we have heard time and time again, Blake had a vision for a particular rooftop scene in a movie, but apparently she wasn't feeling Justin's cut. Instead of just letting it slide, she went full boss mode and sent in a rewritten version to director Justin Baldoni. Now, you'd think that this would be a normal back and forth, right? Think again, because when Justin turned down her suggestion, things took a turn. Nevertheless, Blake wasn't about to let her vision get sidelined. So she pulled up the big guns, her inner circle, basically Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. Yep, according to experts, Blake invited Justin over only for him to walk into what was basically a high-profile intervention. Taylor and Ryan allegedly started hyping up Blake's version of the scene like it was the next cinematic masterpiece, putting Justin in the most awkward position ever. Imagine trying to turn down a script change when Deadpool and one of the biggest artists of all time are staring you down. Now, Justin, being the good guy that he is, didn't want any drama, so he later reassured Blake that he appreciated her passion and that she did not have to involve anyone else for him to believe her. But here's where things got messy. Blake wasn't just looking for a thanks for the effort. She wanted her work to be taken seriously. And when she felt like Justin wasn't giving it the respect she expected, she hit him with a long emotional message about how she has been overlooked in the past. She went on about how Taylor and Ryan are her creative soulmates, the first people she shares all her ideas with, and how they have been there for her when others have dismissed her contributions. Basically, she made it clear that their support for her rewrite was major, and Justin should take that as proof that it deserved a spot in the film. Unbeknownst to Justin, all this was just to guilt trip him into accepting Blake's rewrite, right after being bullied at dinner the previous day. At this point, Justin was literally pressed against the wall and even suffocated, and I know this because he later sent a voice note that got leaked. Y'all, when I say that this man was apologizing for existing, it was painful to listen to. He legit believed that he had failed her, apologizing like 50 times and basically bowed down, saying that he was excited to go through the whole movie with her.
And I'm excited to go through the whole movie with you. I'm just excited to spend time with you. I'm excited to be in your sphere and your presence, and for us to share creative juices together, although that sounds terrible. I think you and I have been trying to build a relationship, which I think we've done successfully. I mean, here we are talking like this, me into my phone at 2 in the morning, but there's nothing more exciting to me like that I get to work with Blake Lively and have her, all of her.
Now, this audio may not be great for Justin's case, but he was honest that he would share everything, and he has, even if it makes him come off as a people pleaser. But here's what people don't seem to get. This man is fighting for his life and reputation. If this audio where he clearly was emasculated and literally begging for a star to treat him better in his own movie is what it would take to prove his innocence, so be it. It does not make him look great, but neither does it support Blake's narrative that Justin wants all these things that she claims. No, seriously guys, if Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds were backing someone into a creative decision, most people would cave too. But this whole situation has people split. Some people say that Blake was just fighting for her artistic vision and used the resources she had, aka her ultra famous friends. Others feel like she low-key manipulated her way into getting what she wanted. Either way, the leaked audio makes it very clear that Justin was left with no choice but to include her changes. Because when Hollywood's power circle gets involved, saying no isn't really an option. And now we connect the dots to what really happened back at Blake's house. This is where it all starts making sense in the most twisted, manipulative way possible. The fact that Ryan Reynolds had his hands all over this thing is the real plot twist. Because if y'all can remember, Blake Lively really played the long game here. She had everyone fooled, acting like she was the creative genius behind that rooftop scene, only to later find out that Ryan was the one who wrote it from the jump. Think about it. She made Justin Baldoni go through all that drama, let him believe he had creative control, played the victim card, and even had Taylor Swift in on the act, only to reveal the truth on the red carpet a whole year later?
My husband actually wrote it. Nobody knows that, but you now.
So all that crying, all that, oh, they don't respect my vision energy was a straight up performance. A lie, a manipulation tactic. Ryan was behind the curtain the whole time pulling the strings, and Justin was just the fall guy. We have to talk about how they set him up. We have to. Remember guys, everything was fine between Blake and Justin at the start. Like she was even okay inviting Justin to her trailer and penthouse while Ryan was away shooting Deadpool and Wolverine in Canada. But then the SAG-AFTRA strike happened and he had to come back home, and the moment he got his nose into Blake's business, all these crazy stories ensued. That's when she suddenly started making crazy demands, like wanting to see all the raw footage to see everything that was going on set. Does that sound like Blake to you? Not to forget that Ryan would later on try to force Justin to sell the movie to Blake. Besides inserting himself in Blake's work when the SAG-AFTRA strike ended, which meant production was supposed to resume as normal, people don't believe it was a coincidence that the second Ryan was about to hop back on a plane to Canada, boom! Blake Lively writes Justin and Wayfair Studios an email with a list of 17 crazy demands, even adding that failure to act, she would not go to work. And just like that, Wayfair Studios had to stop filming and deal with the crisis first. And let's not forget the gaslighting, because how are you gonna tell a whole production company that you need an intimacy coordinator when there's documented proof that they got you one, but you refused 1 month ago? And not just refused it, straight up laughed about it, made jokes, sent casual texts like it wasn't a big deal, but then suddenly it's a deal breaker? Suddenly it's a crisis? No. This was never about the intimacy coordinator. This was about control, about power. The dots have connected, and people are saying that this was about Ryan making sure that Blake wasn't spending any more time with Justin Baldoni, period. And to do that, he had to throw a wrench in the entire production and make it seem like it was all for her safety. Does this whole thing sound like Blake's idea to you? And you know what's even crazier? This wasn't even about the movie anymore. This was about making sure Justin Baldoni knew his place. Justin got played because at the end of the day, the film got taken out of Justin's hands, and there was an attempt to have the entire industry believe that Justin was difficult. Such a calculated sabotage. But this story is far from over because Justin Baldoni's family just entered the chat, and at this point, Blake is experiencing the worst secondhand embarrassment ever. Y'all, Justin Baldoni's family is swinging hard for him. And you know things are bad when Mama Bear enters the chat. We'll talk about the wife later, but let's start with Justin's mom, Sharon Baldoni, who has come through for her son in ways that should make Blake concerned. Basically, Sharon Baldoni grabbed a megaphone and said, "Blake Lively, you are not even on my son's level, sweetie." Okay, I'm being dramatic. She didn't exactly say it like that. One thing the world is learning about the Baldonis ever since this whole whole circus started is that this family keeps it classy. But trust me, the message was loud. And if you think we're reaching, then buckle up, because this is a masterclass in mom mode clapbacks. It all went down when Justin, being the family man that he is, had a much deserved bonding time with his family members in Hawaii, and fans loved to see it. On top of that, he was also celebrating his 41st birthday, so naturally there were floods of birthday tributes from his loved ones and loves. Meanwhile, Blake Lively and her husband are probably sitting somewhere awkwardly trying to figure out where they went wrong. Blake could literally be in utter shock that Justin is out here being celebrated just for existing. Anyways, I digress. Let's narrow it down to two particular birthday tributes because that's where the scoop is. Guys, it wasn't the usual happy birthday, love you messages. Oh no. They came with energy. First up, his mom, who low-key just made it clear that anyone coming for her son will be ashamed so gracefully that they won't even notice. Sharon took to Instagram with a picture from the Jane the Virgin days, back when Justin was busy being iconic, and paired it with a caption so layered, many people may have missed its true purpose. Here's what she wrote. Happy birthday, Justin. Remembering a wonderful moment after the final ending of Jane the Virgin. A moment where joy and love permeated the set, where friendships and family were born, and kindness and integrity permeated the hearts of all the actors and crew, where sadness only entered because it was the final scene of a wonderful journey and the beginning of the rest of our lives. Kindness, integrity, permeated. Did you catch that? Clearly, Sharon isn't just reminiscing here, she is drawing a line in the sand. But wait, there's more. She goes on to say, a happy, loving, and generous memory with hearts exploding with possibilities. Life has its moments and also its surprises as you keep your integrity through it all. Justice and truth will shine today and into eternity. I love you more than you will ever know. Happy birthday, my beautiful boy. May God continue to bless you in truth. Let's talk about the word truth, because in case you didn't catch it, she used it twice in that short paragraph, and trust me, it wasn't intentional, neither was it thrown in there casually. She made sure we felt it. No, seriously, let's be real. The whole integrity thing feels like it was aimed directly at Blake, who has been catching strays left and right since her failed attempt to get Justin canceled. It won't be too far-fetched to say Sharon Baldoni just called Blake Lively a liar who has never heard of the word integrity. And y'all, if that wasn't enough to have Blake and Ryan sweating, Justin's wife, Emily, came through with her own birthday shout out. Now, Emily kept it short and sweet, but don't let that fool you. The message was loud, clear, and directed to Blake's mean soul. She wrote, happy birthday, my love, celebrating the man, husband, and father that you are. I choose you again and again. I choose you again and again. Let's unpack that because the energy is powerful. This was a reminder that Justin is that guy. Like, imagine being Blake and realizing your marriage could never. Justin is being celebrated as a husband, a father, and a man of integrity, while Blake is out here, doing Blake things like harassing interns and locking movie producers in basements. Like, Emily and Sharon are not getting enough love for how they tag teamed this. The unity in this family is a master class for Blake and Ryan Reynolds, and they should study it. Blake may have unfollowed the Baldonis, but I'm 100% sure someone must have sent them these two posts, and she most likely thought, why are these so personal? Because they are. But the real MVP here was Mama Baldoni. She is not just defending her son, she is setting the record straight for the whole world to see. And the best part is that she did it without even mentioning Blake's name. But everyone knows it's about you. Iconic. It won't come as a surprise if this sent Blake and her PR team into a full panic mode right now, trying to figure out how to spin this, because Justin coming off as a grounded family man doesn't look good for her already hopeless case. But good luck, because there's no coming back from being indirectly called a liar with no integrity by Justin's mom. Like, if Sharon Baldoni is coming for you, it's game over. Pack it up. So here we are celebrating Justin Baldoni's birthday while Blake Lively is somewhere regretting all her life choices. Justin's got the career, the family, the integrity, and now the most savage mom in Hollywood backing him up. Meanwhile, Blake's over there hoping people forget about this by next week. Well, we won't. Because if there is one thing stronger than Hollywood drama, it's a mother's love. But wait, y'all, it does not stop there. Turns out while Blake is out here spiraling, Ryan Reynolds is quietly seething in the background because a new revelation has just been made, proving that Ryan's grudge against Justin doesn't even start with Blake. Nope, this goes way deeper. It's about his other ex, Scarlett Johansson, and let's just say Justin played a huge role in a project that Ryan probably wishes never existed. Oh, the layers of this mess, and we must talk about this. Believe it or not, Justin Baldoni isn't just living rent-free in Ryan Reynolds' head. He's redecorating, hosting a housewarming party, and sending out invites. Like I've said, this has nothing to do with Blake Lively again. It's about Ryan's ex-wife, Scarlett Johansson, and the career moves that have Ryan absolutely pressed. Let's rewind for a second. We all know Justin is one of the co-founders of Wayfarer Studios, the same studio behind the hit adaptation of It Ends With Us, among many other projects. But Wayfarer's got another project brewing, Eleanor the Great. Stay with me, guys. Last year, it was announced that Scarlett was making her debut as a director in the movie Eleanor the Great. And guess who's funding it? Yep, Justin Baldoni's Wayfarer Studios. Now, that's the kind of plot twist Hollywood writers dream of. Here's why this stings for Ryan. Remember the history between Blake and Ryan meeting for the first time? For those who missed it, Ryan Reynolds allegedly met Blake Lively on the set of The Green Lantern in 2010 while they were both still very much in committed relationships. Ryan was married to Scarlett at the time, and Blake was dating her longtime boyfriend and Gossip Girl co-star Penn Badgley. According to multiple reports from people who were on set, Ryan and Blake were allegedly sneaking off on dates and even disappearing into hotel rooms together. Both of them swore up and down that their previous relationships ended before anything serious happened, but the timeline is super sus. The relationship between Ryan and Scarlett has been standoffish, and Ryan clearly resents Scarlett. Fast forward to now, and you can see why Ryan would hate Justin's guts for helping Scarlett with the biggest career milestone of her life. And if you think this is just speculation, let's not forget Scarlett's very telling interview post-divorce. She described Ryan as an overbearing control freak who expected her to drop everything to cater to him while he enjoyed his independence. A source at the time revealed that Ryan could be an overbearing control freak. He's more traditional and Scarlett was more independent. Ugh, it's no wonder things got messy. The source also added that Ryan's double standards wore her down. On the one hand, he loved her independence, so he would enjoy solo activities like riding motorbikes around Europe during the summer, living her best life, but would also allegedly demand for Scarlett to drop everything and give him full attention whenever it suited him. Word is that it just became too much for Scarlett, and eventually their marriage collapsed under the weight of Ryan's ego. But this isn't just about a failed marriage, it's about Ryan's image. You see, Ryan works hard to portray himself as the cool, funny, laid-back guy, but the cracks in that facade are starting to show. Behind the scenes, Ryan allegedly has a reputation for being petty, controlling, and deeply insecure. If you really think about it, Ryan wouldn't have been in this mess if he didn't try to get his hands all over It Ends With Us and apparently rewrote the balcony scene. This was his wife's project, not his. And now seeing his ex-wife team up with the very man who is currently indirectly contributing to his downfall, that must have cut deep, especially when you consider how much of a career milestone Eleanor the Great is for Scarlett and how it's being hyped up in the industry. For Ryan, it's not just personal, it's professional humiliation. At the end of the day, Ryan's grudge against Justin is about so many things, but the top of the list being power, control, and the fragile ego of a man who is watching his perfect image unravel. Justin is thriving. He's got the family, the career, and now the ultimate flex, funding Scarlett Johansson's directorial debut. So now that all the pieces are in place, what do y'all think, loves? This has been a lot, and I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.